Thanks for clicking. Welcome to another Knowledge Math production. Today we're going to be talking about the order of operations. PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, which you've used many times before. Today we're going to take a look at it and make sure you remember it, and that you can do it by hand without the use of a calculator. All right, so when we evaluate expressions, we use one set of rules so that everybody arrives at the same correct answer. Despite what you may see online, despite the memes that you may see, despite the people that may be arguing on the internet and TikTok over what the correct answer is to some of these order of operation problems, we want mathematically everyone to arrive at the same correct answer. So we have a set of rules called the order of operations. Okay. So the order of operations, right? We usually remember it as PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or purple elephants march down Apple Street, I think is another one. Okay. So here they are. All right. Now, what's important here, and the thing that gets a lot of the people on TikTok and on some of these memes, is this step here and this step here. When you do multiplication and division, or you're doing addition and subtraction in the same step, you go from left to right. You always work from left to right. If you have a multiplication and a division problem in the same step, then you work them from left to right. If the division one comes first, that's fine. That's the one you do first. Then you do the multiplication one after if it's further along. Okay? So that's how this whole thing works. All right, so let's see if you remember how to do it. Here we go. We got 16 minus 12 divided by 2 plus 4. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. There's no parentheses. There's no exponents in letter A. There is division, so we're going to do that first. We're going to leave the 16 minus 12 divided by 2 is 6 plus 4. Now we're going to add and subtract in the same step from left to right. So 16 minus 6 comes first. That's 10 plus 4. The answer is 14. In letter B, we're going to do 196 times 10 and subtract 26. So we're going to do the multiplication first. 196 times 10 is 1960. And then we're going to subtract 26. So 1960 minus 26. Make that a 5, make that a 10. 8, 3, 1938. Okay. And then letter C. So we have subtraction, 2 division problems, and a multiplication. So we're going to multiply and divide first, and we're going to do them in order from left to right. 100 times 2 is 200. Bring down everything else. Just do one thing at a time. 200 divided by 40. Drop the zeros off. Then do 20 divided by 4, which is 5. Okay. And now we have another division problem over here. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So my answer is 1. 5 minus 4. All right. That's how my order of operations work. Again, these two are the most important. They're the easiest ones to make the mistake on. You see it all the time on memes and on TikTok. That's where people are making their mistakes. Okay. So we got 56 minus 12 squared divided by 6 plus 4. So we're going to do exponents first. 12 squared, that's 144. Okay, so now do this division. 144 divided by 6. 6 into 144. 6 goes into 14 twice. 6 into 24 4 times. So this is 56 minus 24 plus 4. 56 minus 24 is 32. 32 plus 4 is 36. Okay, we got 13 squared. That's 169 times 10. 15 squared is 225 divided by 25. All right, so now we got multiplication, division, and subtraction. Multiplication and division come first, and we're going to do them in order. 169 times 10 is 1690. And then we're going to do 225 divided by 25. So 225 into 225. We can do it with quarters. So 8 quarters is $2. This must be 9. So this is 1690 minus 9, which is 1681. And finally, this last one here, we have this exponent. Let's do that first. Make that a 16. Okay, now we got addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication all in one, all remaining. We're going to multiply and divide first in order from left to right. So we're going to do the 216 divided by 36 first. So 36 into 216. So 36 times 6, I think, is 216. Yes. So that's 6 minus 16 times 6. Let's do 16 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 3 more to carry. 96. So that's 125 plus 6 minus 96. So now, left to right, 125 and 6 is 131 minus 96. 131 minus 96. Borrow, make that a 2, make that an 11. 5, borrow, 35. And there's my answer. Okay? Order of operations, PEMDAS. All right? You've done it a million times. Okay? The thing is, you got to remember how to do all your multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. That, for some of you, might be the hardest part. All right, same idea. So now there's parentheses in here. That's okay. It's all the same thing. So we got 6 times 12 plus 112. We're going to add first. They're in parentheses. So that's going to be 6 times 124. So 124 times 6 is 744. So now we have 296 minus, okay, so now we got a bunch of things to do in parentheses. Let's do that first. 65 times 2 is 130 minus, I'm going to divide here too while I'm at it. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So that's 8. 296 minus 130 minus 8 is 122. I'm going to remove the parentheses because there's nothing left to do with the 122. But I do have to do 296 minus 122. 174. That's a 7. And then finally, letter C, we have 2 times 625 divided by 5. All right, so we're going to do that first. Then we'll multiply by 2. So 5 into 625. Once. Twice. 5 times. Times 2 minus 40 minus 28 divided by 4. All right, let's keep going. So now we got 2 times 125 times 2 is 250 minus 40 minus 7, 28 divided by 4. So now we're going to subtract twice from left to right. 250 minus 40 is 210 minus 7, 203. 2 times 203 is 406. And that's my answer for letter C. Okay? And then finally, don't forget that you can evaluate, right? Take a number, substitute it in for a variable. Remember, when you take a number, substitute it in for a variable, you have to put that number that you substituted in parentheses. That's important. And now here's the most common mistake I see all the time. People think this number's in parentheses, so it comes first. It's not. This number doesn't necessarily come first, this operation. The operation between the 3 and the -1 is multiplication. The operation between the 2 and the -1 squared is multiplication. Okay? So it just falls in whatever order the multiplication is. But -1 squared comes first. It's an exponent. -1 times -1, that's 1. So that's now 2 times 1 plus 3 times -1 minus 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times -1 is -3 minus 4. 2 minus 3 is -1. -1 minus 4, again, you don't know it, put it on the number line. -1, 1, 2, 3, 4 more back, you're at -5. Okay, signs are the same. Add the numbers, take the sign. And that's it. There's your order of operations. As always, thanks for clicking.